And good morning. It's your friendly neighborhood Tironan, and today we're going to be taking a look at the LA-5. Excuse me. We're changing the format a little bit, and I'm jumping straight into battle because yesterday I spent um, too much time uh, trying to overcome teams that were bad, and so I go through the entire intro and unfortunately, you guys have been on this too. There are some teams, or maybe the robots just aren't up to it today, uh, whatever the case may be. But you just trying to show the aircraft to best advantage when, in fact, the team's doing anything but messing up pretty bad. And I guess sometimes that's me too. But we want to be able to show the aircraft off to better results than that. And instead, what we got is um, let's see here. Got to do my job too. The well, needless to say, it just wasn't working out real well, and so we did what we had to do. Um, and I'd end up redoing the video, and then I'd talk about the aircraft, and all that stuff is just wasted. So we're going to try this format, see if that doesn't work out, and be a little more productive for me instead of having to do 40-minute sessions to just say this isn't good enough to be in to show the viewers, right? I mean, no matter how much you like me, if I'm making a crummy product, you're going to stop watching, and the only person I got to blame for that is myself. So we're going to try to be a bit more productive here, and the games where the teams are really having a rough time and the aircraft is being blown out of the sky isn't going to show us a whole lot. Boy, these guys are persistent. Okay, so the LA-5. This is virtually, uh, with one exception, it has one engine upgrade on it, which helps the speed a little bit. But this is an unmodified, otherwise unmodified LA-5. Um, so, what do I think? Well, the twin cannon armament is effective. Just like on the 210, it's effective. And just like on the 210, sorry, and just like on the 210, there's no reason to regret the armament at all. Tier 6 fighter is pretty good. I'm sure that on the Tier 7 it should be pretty good too. My biggest single complaint about the aircraft is it's not very fast. If I can ever get this fellow off me a little bit. Oh, well, not quite sure what the guy was doing, but he decided to ram me and got away with it. All right, so we'll go back into it. And pop right back in. The aircraft is very competitive with the likes of the BF-109. It's a better turner than the 109. The armament, as I was talking about, is pretty good. Got a nice range on it, and when you upgrade it, it'll get better. The turning circle is great. It's not by any means a Zero or a Spitfire. You're going to come up a little shy on that if you try to hang with that. But it's a good plane so far, and this is relatively, like I said, upgraded. So I have high hopes that this will be a fun aircraft for us. I didn't enjoy. I don't know what this fellow's issue is, but this is the second time I've been rammed They're not even really attempting to do anything but doing a straight in ram. That's distracting. If you can't shoot, folks, go find something else to do. I mean, this is not the game for it. And when it happens multiple times like that, it's deliberate. Okay, so getting back into it, the cannon armament's effective, and the P-38 is no lightweight because it packs about 350 hit points, and we're taking some pretty good chunks out of them. You're going to have to be light on the trigger, as you do with all 20 millimeters, but it's enough to get the job done. It's not going to be a Spitfire, which always seems to have more than enough firepower to get the job done, but it's enough. And if you know much about the history of the aircraft, well, let's talk about that since this seems to be going well. Is that the changes that were made? They made it a radial engine. We can talk about, you can even look it up on Wikipedia. They essentially took the same engine that was being used on the Su-20 with good effect and made it to the La-3, which was the aircraft in search of an engine. A lot of this aircraft was being made of wood, and that was because it was really seen that aluminum was going to be a shortage later in the war. They would get the supplies and realize it wasn't as going to be as tight as they wanted to, as they thought it was going to be, and they could start making the wing spars and various other components out of aluminum, which was stronger and therefore it could be lighter. Well, that being said, then what you want to do is immediately take advantage of that. And I see our team's in trouble again. Okay, well, that's all right. We'll go and see what we can do. And then you got the La-7 out of that with some other refinements, some better engine and what have you. And so you got a fairly decent aircraft out of this. And if you'd known much about the history of the aircraft, from the Lag-1, which was miserable, to the Lag-3, which was barely acceptable, to the Lag-5, which they finally got an aircraft that they really liked, and then you got the Lag-FN, 5FN, which was a much better aircraft. And then you went to the Lag-7, which was fairly impressive, and it could the Soviets thought it could outdo the Messerschmitt in any maneuver up to 15,000 feet. The Germans got a hold of an La-5, and they were very impressed with the aircraft, though they noted some to do things like, then you see here we did okay. Came in second, got some points out of it. We won, that's the biggest thing. 5 and 5, so we were able to be effective with this aircraft as it sat. Not too bad. Alright, so where are we with the aircraft? Well, right out of the box, it's competitive. By the time you do all the upgrades on it, so the next thing we'll want is go to the La-5, and you get 2 upgrades, and then you get to the 320 millimeters, and you're going to see some major upgrades. 132, I'm sorry, the damage per second, you're going to go up some. So when we actually just click on that, you're going to see you go up to 325. That's up there with anybody. And you start talking about the range performance on this at when you click on it, you're going to be right where you need to be. Let's see here. Yeah, 2290, so 2,300 feet. So you got good range, you got good firepower. Yeah, they're going to overheat. I can guarantee you that portion of it, but that's enough to get the job done quite easily. I think this is going to be a very good aircraft. We'll do another video on it when that time comes. Let's go ahead to the specifications here, and you're going to get two. Should get yeah, you're going to get between these two. You'll get 7 more kilometers per hour speed, and here you get another 14. All brought together, you'll have an aircraft that's right up at 600 kilometers per hour. Again, when you start looking at the P-51A, the BF-109F is not going to be as fast, and you're certainly not going to get as much altitude out of it. This aircraft was never designed for high altitude operations, and on the Eastern Front, in the Great Patriotic War, as the Russians called it, most aircraft operations were taking place 15,000 feet below. So it's absolutely optimized for the battles it was fighting. Makes a lot more sense there. I will very much look forward to what this looks like fully upgraded. I'm very much looking forward to reviewing that with you. If you like the video, by all means, would you please like it? And I need subscribers. I'm a new content provider. I've provided an easy way to upgrade at the end of the video. And thank you very much for spending some time with me. Do appreciate you so much. Bye-bye.